Gosh, I love Yugioh trivia.
What's up guys, and welcome to the Halloween special of Yugioh Trivia. For Halloween, we're going to be doing the Ghostrick Archetype, as it's the spookiest cards out there, I guess, in a cute kind of way. So, the Ghostrick is an archetype of Dark Fiend, Spellcaster, and Zombie-type monsters, as well as one Fairy-type monster, because, you know. The Ghostrick archetype was originally released in Shadow Spectres, which debuted in the United States in November 2013, which may have been intended to coincide with Halloween. Since the Ghostrick monsters are largely based on mythological creatures that children in the Western world would dress up as for Halloween, such as witches, ghosts, and things like that, their actual playstyle also mirrors the tradition of trick-or-treating, since their battle-flipping effects resemble the activities of children pranksters or mischievous spirits popping out and scaring people, then running away and hiding. This is backed up by the archetype name Ghostrick, which is a blatant portmanteau of the words ghost and trick. If you didn't know, a portmanteau is two words combined together to create something new. So the Ghostrick monsters are based on and named after various characters of folklore and Halloween monsters. The similarities are: Ghostrick Alucard's origin is Count Alucard or Dracula. Ghostrick Doll is a bisque doll. Ghostrick Angel of Mischief is a fallen angel. Ghostrick Dullahan is the Dullahan. Ghostrick Ghoul is a ghoul. Ghostrick Jack Frost is Jack Frost. Ghostrick Jiangshi is a Jiangshi. Ghostrick Lantern is a Jack-o'-lantern. Ghostrick Mary is Bloody Mary. Ghostrick Mummy is a mummy. Ghostrick Neko Musume is a Neko Musume. Ghostrick Skeleton is the Grim Reaper. Ghostrick Spectre is a ghost. Ghostrick Stein is Frankenstein's monster. Ghostrick Succubus is a succubus. Ghostrick Werewolf is a werewolf. Ghostrick Witch is a witch. Ghostrick Yeti is a yeti. And Ghostrick Yugioh is a Yugioh. So on the Gagaga Academy Toastpedia, there's a little bit about the characters, and here it is. First up, the dwellers in the dark who live for mischief. Dwelling in a mansion near humans are the Ghostricks who enjoy pranking humans, while they wait and look forward to people coming to their place, due to the rumours of this haunted house. They seem to have realised that they haven't been able to prank as many people lately, as fewer and fewer people believe in them, and now they're kinda lonely. Alucard says that Ghostrick Lantern and Ghostrick Spectre love to surprise people who wander into the mansion by suddenly jumping out from the shadows. They're always flying about looking for people to mess with. Alucard says that Ghostrick Yugioh and Ghostrick Witch are capable of paralysing its enemies with strange powers. Be careful, Witch is a strong-minded girl and can't be stopped when she gets angry. Alucard says that Stein's job is to set up everything needed for the tricks and traps, but he breaks the furniture at times, which results in him getting scolded by Witch. Alucard says that Jingashi, he's always hopping about the mansion and he'll tell the rest of us if he found a target to surprise and scare. Finally, Alucard says that I, their master, under the cover of darkness, spend day in and day out keeping an eye on these noisy guys. Though, to tell you the truth, I'd really prefer to take a good long rest inside my coffin. So now for a bit of trivia on every card. Ghostrick Alucard. So your opponent cannot target other Ghostrick monsters or any face-down defense position monsters for attacks. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one set card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. You can only use the effect of Ghostrick Alucard once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of a Ghostrick monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. So the monster is based on Alucard, the son of Dracula in the 1943 film Son of Dracula. It was created by American filmmakers Robert and Kurt Siodmak. Like his father Count Dracula, Alucard is a vampire, a mythological creature that lives by sucking the life force from living creatures. The name Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards. Fun fact, I never knew that. This monster's appearance seems to be based off of the main character of Konami's Kid Dracula game, Alucard. And he appears in Ghostrick Mansion, Ghostrick Parade, and Ghostrick Vanish. Ghostrick, Angel of Mischief. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a Ghostrick Xyz monster you control as the Xyz material, except Ghostrick Angel of Mischief. When the number of Xyz monsters on this card becomes 10, you win the duel. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card to add one Ghostrick spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can attach one Ghostrick card from your hand to this card as an Xyz material. So this card is the only fairy type and rank 4 monster in the Ghostrick archetype. The phrase Datenshi means spoiled angel in this card's Japanese name, and it is a pun on fallen angel, which are both pronounced identical in the Japanese. This card is based off of a fallen angel, which is a wicked or rebellious angel that has been cast out of heaven. One example of this could be Lucifer himself.
Ghostrick doll.
This card is based on a bisque doll, a doll made mostly or entirely of bisque porcelain and characterised by their highly realistic features and skin-like texture. These dolls were at their most popular in the late 1800s and are now considered very valuable. In addition, due to their eerie wide-eyed stares and historical nature, these dolls have recently become popping up in horror movies, often related to the ghosts of young girls. And this card appears in Ghostrick Parade.
Ghostrick Dullaham.
So this card gains 200 attack for each Ghostrick card you control. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field. Halve its attack until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of a Ghostrick card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. So this monster is based on the Dullahan, a Celtic take on the Headless Horseman. The Dullahan is a headless rider, usually on a black horse, who carries their own head under one arm. The head's eyes are small, black, and constantly dart about like flies, while the mouth is constantly in a hideous grin that touches both sides of the head. Ugh. And this monster also appears in Ghostrick Museum and Ghostrick Parade.
Ghostrick Ghoul.
So this monster is based on the ghoul. A ghoul is a monster or evil spirit in Arabian mythology, associated with graveyards and consuming human flesh. The oldest surviving literature that mentions ghouls is likely 1001 Nights. And this card's effect is like the Ghostrick version of that of Blackwing Sirocco of the Dawn.
Ghostrick Jack Frost.
So this card is simply a reference to the Jack Frost, the evil one, not the nice one you see on some films lately. So the snowman in its artwork is based on Jack Frost from the horror films. So this card appears in the artworks of Ghostrick Go Round and Ghostrick Parade.
Ghostrick Jiangshi.
So this monster is based on the Chinese Jiangshi, just like Master Qianshi. A Jiangshi, also known as a Chinese hopping vampire or zombie, is a type of reanimated corpse in Chinese legends and folklore. It is typically depicted as a stiff corpse dressed in official garments from the Qing dynasty, and it moves around by hopping with its arms outstretched. It kills living creatures to absorb their life force, usually at night, while in the day it rests in a coffin or hides in dark places such as caves. This monster appears in the artwork of Ghostrick Mansion, Ghostrick Parade, and Ghostrick Museum.
Ghostrick Lantern.
So this monster is based on the jack-o'-lantern, and a jack-o'-lantern is basically a carved pumpkin associated with Halloween and named after the phenomenon of strange light flickering over peat bogs, called Will-o'-the-Wisps. This monster appeared in the artworks of Ghostrick Mansion, Night, Parade, and Scare, and this monster has a similar effect to that of Battle Fader.
Ghostrick Mary.
So this monster is based on the Bloody Mary legend. Bloody Mary is a folklore legend consisting of a ghost, phantom, or spirit conjured to reveal the future. She is said to appear in a mirror when her name is called 3 times. Historically, the ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards while holding a candle and a hand mirror in a darkened house. As they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face. There was, however, a very slim chance that they would see a skull or the face of the Grim Reaper. Instead, this indicated that they were destined to die before they ever had the chance to marry. Dark. And also, this monster appeared in the artwork of Ghostrick Museum and Parade.
Ghostrick Mummy.
This monster is based on, of course, a mummy, which is a deceased human whose skin and organs have been preserved by either intentional or accidental exposure to chemicals, extreme cold, very low humidity, or lack of air, so that the recovered body does not decay further. But obviously that's the more historical one. We're talking more about the ones that come back to life after they're mummified. And also this card appears in Ghostrick Museum and Parade.
Ghostrick Neko Masume.
Neko Masume basically translates to the daughter of a cat or cat girl, with Neko meaning cat in Japanese and Masume means daughter or girl. Neko Masume can refer to a specific transformation of the folkloric Bakeneko. The Bakeneko or changed cat is a type of Japanese yokai, with yokai meaning a supernatural creature. According to its name, it is a cat that has changed into a yokai. Neko Musume can refer as well to female anime characters or cosplayers with cat ears. Examples from Yu-Gi-Oh are Kathy Catherine from Zexal or the card Funda Nyan Nyan. And I can think of a lot more anime characters that have like the cat girl ear things. So here's a quick glance at those because why not? It's Halloween. This card appears in the artworks of Ghostrick Parade, Night, Go Round, and High Speed Re-Level.
Ghostrick Skeleton.
So this monster's appearance and effect, banishing or reaping your opponent's cards, is based on the Grim Reaper, aka Death. Death is a personified force and has been imagined in many different ways. The most popular depiction of Death as a skeletal figure carrying a large scythe and clothed in a black cloak with a hood first arose in the 15th century England, while the title The Grim Reaper is first said in 1847. In some mythologies, the Grim Reaper actually causes the victim's death by coming to collect them. In turn, people in some stories try to hold on to life by avoiding Death's visit, or by fending Death off with bribery or tricks. Other beliefs hold that the spectre of Death is only a psychopomp, which basically means he serves to sever the last ties between the soul and body, and to guide the deceased to the afterlife without having to actually control over whether they die or not. This monster appears in the artworks of Ghostrick Museum, Go Round, Night, and Parade. And the cloak of this monster has a clasp with the letters GST, possibly short for Ghostrick or Ghost. You be the judge.
Ghostrick Succubus.
So while you control another Ghostrick monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. Once per turn you can attach one Xyz material from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghostrick monsters on the field. Destroy it, and if you do, the monster card zones cannot be used as long as you control a Ghostrick monster. What this card is based off is a succubus, which is basically a female demon or supernatural entity in folklore. It's tracked back to medieval legend, and the monster appears in dreams and takes the form of a woman in order to seduce men, usually through sexual activity, to which this monster's sleepy face and clutched pillow do allude to. The male counterpart of this would be an incubus, but there doesn't seem to be one for this. Oh. This monster appears in the artworks of Ghostrick Parade. The original Japanese name of this card is Succubus, but obviously for censorship reasons it was changed. Its English name is derived from So, Cute, and Boss, which almost sounds like Succubus. A little Succubus, Succubus, so cute boss. You get it?
Ghostrick Spectre.
This card is based on a ghost, particularly the stereotypical sheep ghost. In folklore, a ghost, sometimes known as a spectre, phantom, apparition, spirit, or haunt, is the soul of a spirit of a dead person that can appear in visible form to the living. The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as necromancy. And this monster appears in Mansion, Scare, Parade, Night, and Go Round.
Ghostrick Stein.
So this monster is based on Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein's monster is a fictional character that first appeared in Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein. In popular culture, the creature is often referred to as Frankenstein, after the creature's creator, Victor Frankenstein. But in Shelley's novels, the creature is nameless. In Shelley's horror story, Victor Frankenstein builds the creature in his laboratory through an ambiguous method consisting of chemistry and alchemy. Shelley describes the monster as 8 foot tall, hideously ugly, but sensitive and emotional. The monster attempts to fit into human society but is shunned, which leads to him to seek revenge against his creator. And the monster appears in Ghostrick Mansion, Night, Parade, Break, and Dual Checker.
Ghostrick Werewolf.
So this card is based on the creature known as a werewolf, also known as a lycanthropy. It is a mythological creature who is a person with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf or a hybrid wolf-like creature. And this is done either purposely or after being exposed to a full moon. This card appears in the artwork of Ghostrick Parade. And this card bears a very strong resemblance to the anime-only Zombie Werewolf, with similar overall designs, identical attribute and typing, both sporting similar green pants and both having some kind of binding on their body, chains for Zombie Werewolf and a collar for Ghostrick Werewolf.
Ghostrick Witch.
So a witch, which this card is based on, is a person who practices witchcraft. The stereotypical witches are commonly portrayed as wicked old women who have wrinkled skin, pimples, and pointy hats. They wear clothes that are black or purple, and they also have warts on their noses and sometimes long claw-like fingers, which isn't anything like this card, because this card is really pretty. Aww. So this monster appears in the artwork of Ghostrick Mansion, Parade, and Museum.
Ghostrick Yeti.
So this monster is based on the Yeti. The Yeti, or the abdominal snowman, is an ape-like tall human that is said to inhabit the Himalayan region of Nepal and Tibet. Stories of the Yeti first emerged as a facet of Western popular culture in the 19th century. This card might be considered as the male counterpart to Ghostrick Yugioh, as in Japanese a Yeti is called Yuki-Otoko. The bunny of Yugioh appears in this card's artwork. The Yeti may have received the bunny as a gift of affection from the Yugioh, and this monster appears in Ghostrick Break.
Ghostrick Yugioh.
This card is based on the Yugioh, a female spirit who appears in snowy regions in Japanese folklore. This monster appears in the artworks of Ghostrick, Mansion Night, Parade, Break, and Dual Checker. And this monster holds the same figure as Ghostrick Yeti, which Ghostrick Yeti is also holding. And it can be seen as Ghostrick Yugioh's head in the artwork of Ghostrick Mansion. Now for the spells and traps.
Ghostrick Break.
When exactly one face-up Ghostrick monster you control and no other cards is destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, target 2 Ghostrick monsters in your graveyard with different names from the destroyed monsters, special summon them in face-down defense position. Ghostrick, Yeti, Yugioh, Stein all appear in this card's artwork. The scene depicted here is Yeti becoming heartbroken at the sight of Yugioh, showing her affection to an unaware Stein, reflecting this card's name, Heartbreak. The scene in the artwork of Dual Checker appears in this card's artwork, but is zoomed out to show a larger scene. Also, the face on the back of Ghostrick Stein is changed to multiple hearts.
Ghostrick Mansion.
Monsters cannot attack face-down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face-down defense position. All effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostrick monsters is halved. Ghostrick, Lantern, Spectre, Stein, Jinganshi, Yugioh, Witch, and Alucard all appear in this card.
Ghostrick Museum.
Monsters you control except Ghostrick monsters cannot attack. Monsters cannot attack face-down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face down. At the end of the damage step, change any monster that inflicted battle damage to a player during this battle to face-down defense position. Ghostrick, Dullahan, Jingashi, Mary, Witch, Skeleton, Mummy all appear in this card's artwork. Witch appears to be scolding Mummy for breaking the exhibit. The broken Egyptian mask that appears in this card's art is the same mask that is worn by the Beast of the Pharaoh.
Ghostrick Knight.
While there's a Ghostrick monster on your side of the field, your opponent cannot flip summon. When this card is in your possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, your opponent cannot declare an attack for the rest of the turn. Ghostrick, Lantern, Skeleton, Yugioh, Spectre, Nekomusume, Stein, and Mummy appear in this card. And this card appears to be the aftermath of Ghostrick Go Round.
Ghostrick Parade.
Monsters cannot attack face-down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face-down defense position. Your opponent takes no damage, and when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can add one Ghostrick card from your deck to your hand. Every Ghostrick monster revealed to date, except the TCG exclusive Ghostrick Ghoul and Ghostrick Yeti, appears in this card's artwork. This card is probably a reference to the New York Halloween Parade, which is an annual event performed every year in New York City's Greenwich Village neighborhood. The parade is famous for including oversized puppet costumes and draws huge crowds of costume participants and spectators, making it one of the largest public events in the United States.
Ghostrick Scare.
Target any number of face-down defense position monsters you control, change them to face-up defense position, count the number of Ghostrick monsters among them, and if you do, change up to that many face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. Ghostrick Lantern and Spectre appear in this card.
Ghostrick Vanish.
Reveal one Ghostrick monster in your hand this turn. Ghostrick cards you control and face-down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. Ghostrick Alucard appears in this card's artwork, and the building in the background could be assumed to be the exterior of Ghostrick Mansion. And this card's artwork, with a castle-looking building like Alucard, may be referenced to Konami's Castlevania games. Ghostrick Go Round. Once per turn, during the battle phase, you can activate one of these effects. Target one Ghostrick monster you control, change that target to face-down defense position, and if you do, change one face-down defense position monster your opponent controls to face-up attack position. Or, target one face-down defense position monster you control, change that target to face-up attack position, and if it is a Ghostrick monster, change one face-up monster your opponent controls to face-down defense position. Ghostrick Nekomusume, Jack Frost, Skeleton, and Spectre all appear in this card's artwork. And with that, guys, that is the Halloween special done. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to leave a like, favourite, and subscribe. Seriously, please leave me a like. This took ages to make. And have a happy Halloween. Ha ha ha. The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of deceased. The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased. The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased dead person. Fuck you, Sam. The deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased. Fucking say that word.